Hello and welcome in to Allen University Athletics here on WACH-FOX 57. I'm Kate Crenshaw. So happy to have you along this week as we take a dive into all things Yellow Jackets. And on this week's episode, we're talking with Allen head football coach Cedric Pearl as the Yellow Jackets are coming off their first win of the season, 35-10 this past weekend over Point University. It's also the first win for the Yellow Jackets under Coach Pearl in his first season in Columbia. So we'll recap that one and also look ahead to Allen's upcoming home matchup against Miles College this weekend. We'll also move from the gridiron over to the soccer field and talk with women's soccer head coach Machi Provost about his team's recent road trip to Bob Jones University up in Greenville and look ahead to their upcoming contest against AME rival Edward Waters. All that more coming up on this week's episode of Allen Athletics.
Right here, there's a better way to travel, where we're proud to be local, but we're more than just your local airport. Here, you can go from garage to gate in minutes instead of traveling to travel.
Who wants to drive an hour up 77 anyway?
With quick find parking and multi-airline kiosks, we're designed to save you time. So for your next trip, check CAE first. The Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly local, fly with neighbors, fly with ease.
At Founders Federal Credit Union, we know success is a team effort. We're always cheering for you, side by side, so you can dream big and achieve your goals. Offering products and services that put you in the lead, whether that's helping you buy a car, build your savings, or supporting your community. We're here with the financial support you need. That's teamwork. Score big with Founders Federal Credit Union. Relax with Founders.
I think my images truly portray dynamic women, like being bold, being fearless. Growing up, I did not see what I wanted to be. There was just a lack of Black women, business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives. That's how I just started taking pictures. And from there, I figured out that I wanted to be a photographer for women of color. It takes a village to be a Black woman, to live and survive as a Black woman. It takes support. I found my niche and I'm sticking to it.
Each year, the South Carolina Education Lottery raises millions of dollars for scholarships and grants that help students prepare for their dream career. Just like Kristen.
We're back on Allen Athletics talking football with Yellow Jacket head coach Cedric Pearl. Coach, congrats on that first win. I guess my first question for you after that 35-10 win, has your shirt dried out from Saturday? You got 2 Gatorade showers after the game.
Yeah, I did. and I'm thawed out too. So yeah, the shirts have dried off. And I warmed up. So, that was really a great game the other night.
Well, Coach, we'll break down this 35-10 win over Point. And I know you're an offensive guy, but I think we have to start with how well your defense played. 4 takeaways, you get positive field yardage on a ton of scoring drives. How impactful and what were your major takeaways from how your defense took down the Skyhawks?
Our defense is playing lights out, just like I told them on Sunday. The first week, they gave up 2 touchdowns. Second week, 2 touchdowns. This past week, 1. So I like the way we're trending. We're creating turnovers every week, and that's part of our philosophy that we talked about from day one. We want to be real disruptive and cause confusion for the opponent's offense, and we're doing that. And we came away, like you said, with multiple turnovers again this week, and that's a part of our success. And that did help our offense with the short fields, and we were able to, not having to drive the field 80 yards is a plus to any offense, and we were able to score on all those opportunities.
And aside from Point's first play of the game, offensively that went for 26 yards, you really limited the explosive plays as well. And I know that was a key to your game heading into last week when we talked.
Right. Limit the big plays by any offense, and you're always going to have a chance to win. Because it's like hitting a home run. You want to make the other team hit singles and try to advance people around the base, if you understand what I'm saying. So that's what we really try to do. We want them to methodically move the ball down the field. And just like I've been saying about our offense, sometimes when you have to do 15-play drives, somewhere in there somebody had a mental error, then you end up behind the sticks, then you end up finding yourself punting. So that's the kind of whole philosophy about eliminating the big plays for offense.
Well, also, before we get to the offense, let's talk about special teams. Nanders Lawrence is in rare company right now, one of 3 players nationally with 2 kickoff returns in Division II football. Coach, we talked about him a little bit last week. He was one that was just walking around campus, and he decided, hey, I want to come try out for football. What's allowed him to step right in and have the impact that he's had?
Well, I think it's ability. He has a knack when he gets the ball in his hand to make people miss and go the distance, as we've seen. And we saw it. We've been seeing it in practice. Every time you catch something underneath you, had a knack to make people miss. So he said he was a returner in high school, so we started putting him back there, and it's paid off. Our kickoff return team, Coach Kayla coaches that team. They've done an outstanding job. And like you said, they're number 1 in the country, or tied for kickoff returns with 2. I know Nanders is actually the guy that scored on them, but I like the whole kickoff return team. They're number 1 in the country, so like I told them on Sunday. And again, the game is 3 phases, not 2. And you have to be able to win. Most times if you win 2 out of 3 of those phases, you win the football game.
And a trend that you've spoken on a little bit that I think applies to Nanders' case is sometimes players can get overlooked by major high-end Division I programs because they might just be a little bit under the quote-unquote height requirement that they may be looking for. But, Nanders was a guy who was a North-South All-Star, which is one of the top All-Star games in the state of South Carolina. Airport High School, so a local kid. And there's a few faces on your team that you feel like are really, really talented players, but just because they didn't meet a certain height requirement on another team's, scouting report, they didn't fall in their roster.
Yeah, we don't believe in height discrimination around here. We look for productive football players. And that's it. That's the bottom line when it comes down to it. I had the opportunity to be around probably one of the best undersized guys in Robert Mathis, who ended up retiring from the coast and played for us at Alabama A&M at 5'11", 230. And I know they listed him at 6'1", but oh well.
Yeah, the height certainly didn't stop the future Hall of Famer that was Robert Mathis.
Right, so we hope Butch continues that and follows that trend.
Well, Coach, on the offensive side, it's always good to have experience, and you have that at quarterback with Jameer Dismukes, who's now in his junior season. He had another strong game with 3 touchdown passes, but also his weapons on the outside are all veterans. You got Caleb Cummings, who's an upperclassman, Montrell White, who's a 4th-year Yellow Jacket. How has all that experience meshed together to make such a seamless transition? I mean, you talk about 3 guys that were on 3 different teams last year.
Right. Well, and then the beauty of it, again, going back to the transfer portal, that's one of the positives. You can get guys with game experience and with college playing experience, and that really makes a difference from a guy that has to catch up to the speed of the game coming out of high school. It may take him a week or 2 before he gets settled in. But these guys came in right away. Of course, like you said, Montrell White was already here, but Caleb Cummings was a young man that actually transferred in from Miles. Came in here this spring, and he's been electric, just like you see him in the fall now. You could see those things in the spring when he was practicing, and also in fall camp. And he's just continuing to get better every day, man. And we really enjoy it. Even Fabian Duncan, one of our running backs, and Kenny Wilkins transferred in from Alabama A&M. They had to step up this weekend, talking about guys with experience since Bo Harrington has been down. So there's never a substitute for experience and people that have been there before. So that can only be an asset for us.
We've covered all of the skill positions. Now let's talk about the guys that make those guys look good, the ones in the trenches, the offensive line, and one of the center focal points, and he is the center, ironically enough, no pun intended there, but Chance Bush. This is a true freshman who, once again, may not have been that height requirement to a high-end Division I team, but here, he's more than welcome at Allen University for how well he's played.
Hey, man, another kid, we talk about production. You talk about an all-star game. He played in the North Carolina game?
Yeah, the Shrine Bowl.
The Shrine Bowl. He was a starter in the Shrine Bowl, and I think on defense. That's how talented Chance was out of high school, and we felt very fortunate to get him. He's right out of Augusta, Georgia, kind of a local kid, if you know what I mean. And we were excited to get him. But again, if that was a kid that was 6 feet or even 6'1", he wouldn't be here because he is that talented, and he's getting better every week. Now, you may see the ball still drift to the left a little bit, but that's all right. He's getting better every week, man. I really like watching him practice and play.
Well, Coach, you've got a win in the books here at Allen, 35-10. You look ahead back into conference play. You took a 2-week break. You're welcoming in Miles College. Now, of course, every game matters a lot, but it almost feels like, too, with how conference standings work and your path to a conference championship, conference play, it seems like there may be more pressure on the games, more meaning on the games. Is that a message you share with the team that, hey, we're back in conference play and these maybe just matter even more than the 2 we just played?
No doubt about it. I refer to it as playoff time. You know, they talk about Division I just now getting the playoffs, the 14 playoff, where Division II and FCS football have always had playoffs. So that's what this is about. It's a 10-week playoff. The team with the best record, the two, they're going to advance to the championship. So we've already, we have one loss in the conference already, so it's very, very important that we get back on the winning track this week versus Miles, because it's a conference game, and that's what makes this game extremely huge.
And we'll preview that upcoming matchup after we take a short break here on Allen Athletics. We'll be right back.
Right here, there's a better way to travel, where we're proud to be local, but we're more than just your local airport. Here, you can go from garage to gate in minutes instead of traveling to travel.
Who wants to drive an hour up 77 anyway?
With quick find parking and multi-airline kiosks, we're designed to save you time. So for your next trip, check CAE first. The Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly local, fly with neighbors, fly with ease.
At Founders Federal Credit Union, we know success is a team effort. We're always cheering for you, side by side, so you can dream big and achieve your goals. Offering products and services that put you in the lead, whether that's helping you buy a car, build your savings, or supporting your community. We're here with the financial support you need. That's teamwork. Score big with Founders Federal Credit Union. Relax with Founders.
There's a hidden gem in downtown Columbia, South Carolina. Are you ready to witness the epitome of grit and passion? Well, welcome to Allen University Athletics. From dazzling plays on the basketball court to the electrifying crowd, we've got tradition and we've got pageantry. Fueled by determination and unwavering spirit, coaches will push everyone's limits, game after game. At Allen University, we believe in the power of unity, teamwork, and resilience. Together, we rise. Be a part of the legacy and experience the thrill of Allen University Athletics. For more information, visit our athletics website at auyellowjackets.com.
I think my images truly portray dynamic women, like being bold, being fearless. Growing up, I did not see what I wanted to be. There was just a lack of Black women, business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives. That's how I just started taking pictures. And from there, I figured out that I wanted to be a photographer for women of color. It takes a village to be a Black woman, to live and survive as a Black woman. It takes support. I found my niche and I'm sticking to it.
Each year, the South Carolina Education Lottery raises millions of dollars for scholarships and grants that help students prepare for their dream career, just like Kristen.
Back here with Yellow Jacket head football coach Cedric Pearl. Allen back at home this Saturday taking on Miles College at 1 p.m. Coach, you look at the Golden Bears team, and obviously Sam Shade, one of the most well-respected coaches in our conference. What are you expecting from Miles College this Saturday? Oh,
I expect those kids to fight. Those kids have kind of a championship pedigree. What I mean by that, they won 4 championships over a 10-year period while Coach Ruffin was there. I had a chance to be the offensive coordinator there in 21, and we actually lost in the SIC championship. So they're a team that, in their mind, they expect to be there. So that's the kind of program we feel like we'll be going up against Saturday, and we got to match that mentality and the effort also, and I know we will. But our coach Shade's going to come in here with a well-coached football team, and it's going to be a great game.
And offensively, I know they've got some pretty important weapons that they utilize at all different positions. What are you expecting from them on the offensive side? Well,
we got to limit the big play from Jay Andrews. Very explosive receiver. Like going back again, being the offensive coordinator in 21, he was one of the young players that we had at that time, and you just knew, just like we talked about with Caleb in Montreal, you could see that he was going to be definitely a great one in he is. So we just have to limit the big plays from him and also in their running game.
Defensively, do they play a formation and a style that you've seen so far this season, or will it be a new look?
They pretty much play a style that we've seen before, but they do like to be multiple fronts a little bit more than other people, so they change their fronts a little bit more. And they base their fronts off of personnel as well, so that's a little different. if you run out of certain personnel, they're going to run out a certain personnel grouping to match that too. So that's one thing that we're noticing on film about Miles.
Coach, what's the injury report for your team heading into this week? We know that Bo Harrington's going to miss some time with a shoulder injury, but it seems like you have a key member of the secondary coming back.
Yeah, Tyreshon Freeman will be back while starting free safety. Even though DeJuan Hughes did an excellent job this week in his absence, having an interception of his own. But Tyreshon will be back. And also, I think Andre Phillips, he'll still be out this week. I mean, like I said, we got a couple of guys with bumps and bruises that we're going to wait till Friday to see how they go, because our athletic trainer says it's definitely a possibility that most of them might play.
For Andre Phillips' case, I know he's in the mix as one of your starting linebackers, but with him now missing last week and now expected to miss this week as well, the mixture of Michael Mason and a true freshman in Ja'Shawn Smalls, how do you feel like they've slid into that role?
I don't think we missed a beat, actually. Ja'Shawn Smalls is someone that we're extremely excited about, and Miguel Mason too, but Miguel's a transfer. I'm just saying that because Smalls is a local kid from down in, I want to get this right, Calhoun County, down near Orangeburg.
Springdale, South Carolina.
There you go, Springdale, South Carolina. I'm learning, ladies. I'm learning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm learning. But he was a guy that we thought was an outstanding athlete coming out of high school, and it's showing. He's a hard worker. He learns. He studied the defense under Coach Bulwer, and he played outstanding on Saturday, and also the week before. And he's been getting better. He's been the talk of the staff meetings as we've come along since camp started in August, and it's starting to show.
And for Ja'Shawn Smalls, like most really, really talented athletes at smaller schools, there's 11 positions on offense you can play and 11 on defense, and he played just about all 22 of them in high school.
He's bugging me now to play quarterback, but it's not going to happen.
Well, Coach, when he got here with so much experience at different spots, he knew how to play everything. What made you decide, and along with Coach Bulwer at linebacker coach, decide, you know what, Ja'Shawn Smalls, we think you're going to be a linebacker here at Allen?
Well, that's what we told him when we recruited him, because we projected that, but because of safety, because of his size, number one, and being a defensive back or a safety at this level, he might have been a mismatch problem for him with these athletic receivers now. But putting him in the box as a linebacker now, he's back at the advantage. So that's the one thing that we noticed, to see if he could play there first, because we felt like if he couldn't play linebacker, we knew he could definitely play defensive end. That with no doubt. But we wanted to give him an opportunity at linebacker, and he's shown he can do it.
Well, Coach, let's take you into the moment. It's Saturday, about 12:50, right before you run on the field. What will be that last message you share to the team? We need to do this today to find success.
We got to play with tenacity, man, and we got to be consistent and play mistake-free football. That's what it's going to be about. Miles won the game this weekend, and Lane had 4 turnovers. You never know what's the outcome if Lane don't turn the ball over 4 times. So those kind of things that we cannot have. No mental errors and no turnovers. We feel like we'll come out successful.
Well, Coach, congrats on last week's win. First one in the books. Let's go get number 2.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach. As Cedric Pearl, I'm Kate Crenshaw. We'll be right back.
Right here, there's a better way to travel, where we're proud to be local, but we're more than just your local airport. Here, you can go from garage to gate in minutes, instead of traveling to travel.
Who wants to drive an hour up 77 anyway?
With quick find parking and multi-airline kiosks, we're designed to save you time. So for your next trip, check CAE first. The Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly local, fly with neighbors, fly with ease.
Back here on Allen Athletics, talking with Allen head women's soccer coach Machi Provost. Coach, thanks for stopping by on the program. I guess the first note I want to touch on with you, for those who are unfamiliar, soccer preseason is very, very short before your first match. Every college coach you can talk to, they'll tell you, we wish it was longer. Right. You wish, maybe at the pro level they get, 6 to 8 weeks would be nice to have to get everybody's stamina right, get everybody's heart rate up to where you want to play and run around for 90 full minutes. But now that you're 5 matches in and roughly 5 weeks in, do you feel like you're sort of hitting that stride right now with everyone from a health standpoint and a stamina standpoint?
Stamina-wise, that's something that we're definitely hitting hard on, because what we realized was during the first 2 games of the season, stamina is pretty decent, right? But ultimately, going throughout the season, a lot of minutes played. We have to add a little bit more mobility as well as short distance into the play, because that's kind of the thing that's killing us now. Is can we can we find our breath even though we've done a hard job, or can we get set earlier so that now we can catch our breath in favorable positions rather than waiting on the play to happen and then we have to track back, So I'd say it's going to go hand in hand. We're starting to find our wind, but at the same time, we have a short window in order to do it too. So it's good that we have a few days off this week and getting prepared for Edward Waters coming in this weekend, and then it'll be a good test.
Yeah, before we preview that match with the Tigers, let's go back a little bit to your last contest. It was a tough road trip to Bob Jones up in Greenville, a tough loss there. What did you see from your team in that contest? Yeah, so second half versus the first half was day and night. First half, we still didn't get out of our rhythm, we didn't get into our rhythm, how we wanted to play. We were a little bit of kick and run, and ultimately, having the confidence to play with the ball on the ground is big and it's huge. So once we started, doing that and playing to our strengths, apart from just kicking it and running after it, which plays into our athleticism. Now, we get to actually see, okay, how do we work the ball on the ground? What are the movements afterwards? And then two, we have to have somebody else that's going to provide some goal scoring opportunities for us. Tatiana does a great job for us, but at the same time, we have to get more pieces forward to help get involved into the attack. One of the moves you made Saturday defensively against Bob Jones was moving Rachel Roll back in goal. She's one who's seen action both in your midfield and between the pipes this season, and when she's been back in goal, she's played pretty well, and that included against Bob Jones, 7 saves in that matchup. What qualities does she bring to that last line of defense? Right, very vocal, and she brings experience, coming from the Bahamas national team. She's had some experience in goal there as well, so it's not like that she hasn't seen the proper levels of what's needed. For her being a field player and being converted, now it's about, okay, we got to calm your mind because, a striker wants to find the goal, goalkeeper, we got to keep it out, and also the timing of what we do and how we attack. So, she definitely helps us in that instance, and then also to in the second half, you can see it. It's kind of clear as day how she helped provide for us. And, it was unfortunate to get scored on one time, but a good breakthrough from the young lady, from Bob Jones. But at the same time, if we're set positionally or if we have better reactions, something like that doesn't happen. And now we're in a fighting match, But ultimately, 1-1 for the second half. First half, definitely could have been some improvements, some better shifting. But, structure is what she helps provide back there. Well, now you move ahead, a matchup against Edward Waters, an AME rival for here at Allen. So, of course, that will always mean a little bit more with the AME church schools going head-to-head. But you take a look at an Edward Waters team, a team you've seen before, but what are you expecting from this season? Yeah, dynamic midfield, also good amount of wing play, and they have a dynamic forward up top. She's definitely finding the back of the net for them as well, and she has some national team experience too. So, those are a couple of the objectives, but for us, again, I solely focus on the identity of this program because without us formulating our own identity, then we're not approaching the game time situations properly. So ultimately, yeah, we focus on other teams somewhat, but what is our response going to be like in the time where we're even up 1 goal or we're down 1 goal? What is our response going to be like when our teammate gets knocked down or whenever we have a challenging moment? And with developing this program, I think that it's wise to take time and not just rush and always compare, because if we're always comparing, then we're not really looking at ourselves accurately. Well, Coach, final one for you. You have a new face next to you on the sidelines this season, and Coach Ortega. He's now a member of the Allen women's soccer coaching staff. For those who haven't gotten to know Coach Ortega yet, what is your prior experience and relationship with him? How far does it go back, and how do you two know one another? Yeah, Gian and I, we played growing up here at South Carolina United. That's where the first stint started, and then we played together at the Charleston Battery Academy,
which was dually in Charleston and in Columbia, South Carolina. But ultimately, high school rivals too. He played at Lexington for a little bit. If anybody ever remembers the Vine app, if you search Gian Ortega Vine, there's a clip of this man going crazy. So
a little viral moment.
Yeah, so he had some viral moments back in high school, but too, after that, he has some prior professional experience playing down in Mexico. He did play a couple years at JUCO here at SMC. At the same time, we played semi-pro together at Soda City. He is currently a semi-professional player with the Heat from time to time, but Gion's a very good guy. He's embedded into the community, and ultimately, we're both looking at growth, and so for me to be able to help put, someone that I see as a brother to me in a favorable position, and him being willing to help me goes a long way. And then, the one thing that the team asked me last year was, Coach, can we please have a coach who's there full time? And even though we don't have a full-time position, he is here undoubtedly, and he shows up whenever you think that, the times might be a little challenging too, So, man with 3 jobs, and he's making it all work. So I appreciate you, G.
And he's certainly a valued addition to the Allen University athletic family here. Well, Coach, so far, congrats on the success you guys have had this season. I know you're still looking for that first win, but we know it's right around the corner, the steps your team's taking forward, and good luck against Edward Waters.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be back.
Right here, there's a better way to travel, where we're proud to be local, but we're more than just your local airport. Here, you can go from garage to gate in minutes, instead of traveling to travel.
Who wants to drive an hour up 77 anyway?
With quick find parking and multi-airline kiosks, we're designed to save you time. So for your next trip, check CAE first. The Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly local, fly with neighbors, fly with ease.
At Founders Federal Credit Union, we know success is a team effort. We're always cheering for you, side by side, so you can dream big and achieve your goals. Offering products and services that put you in the lead. Whether that's helping you buy a car, build your savings, or supporting your community, we're here with the financial support you need. That's teamwork. Score big with Founders Federal Credit Union. Relax with Founders.
At Allen, discover the things you've been searching for. Achievements, authenticity, an experience that helps to uncover the real you. It's your turn to be discovered, to be polished, to shine. Allen University, where hidden gems are revealed.
And that'll close things out for us on this week's episode of Allen University Athletics. For all things Yellow Jackets, including scores, schedules, recaps, rosters, and anything else you can think of, your online home is auyellowjackets.com. Again, that's www.auyellowjackets.com. You can also follow Allen on social media, once again, at AU Yellow Jackets on all social media platforms. That wraps up this week's episode. I'm Kate Crenshaw saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as always, remember to smile.